Hello, friends. Welcome, welcome. This is a Don't Watch at Night film commentary bonus episode for our Patreon listeners. And tonight we're going to be watching Friday the 13th. Why? Because we are in the midst of June. This is summer camp horror time. And in the month of June 2025, we have a Friday the 13th. So, what better time than to take a look at this obvious summer classic? For those of you who tuned into our last creepy cocktail hour, I covered summer camp horror. I being Valerie, by the way, I forgot to introduce myself, but I covered summer camp horror and my love for summer camp horror and all manner of fun things that make it such a great uh, niche of horror in general. So if you haven't taken a look at that episode and you'd like to, go on over to Patreon. Creepy Cocktail Hour number 5. We talked about that, and I've already forgotten the drink that I served. What did I say? Oh, the Golden Ghost, right? That's the name of that cocktail that I had. It was a riff on, something else. It was a riff on the Bijou or Bijou. I think it's Bijou. I honestly don't know. I didn't know in the episode either, and I have not figured out, but it's a riff on that called the Golden Ghost, and I thought that was fitting. And it actually was really, really tasty. So go and visit that. I can't talk tonight. Go and visit that episode and enjoy that creepy cocktail hour conversation. It is a Monday night right now. I am sweating buckets. I feel like I've said this on another Patreon exclusive where I just sort of up and revealed that I feel like I'm going through perimenopause. I honestly do believe that I'm going through the change of life. I've been saying that though. Anyone who knows me well knows I've been saying that since college. I've been having like hot flashes since college. And here I am, just turned 43. I just had my birthday on June 4th. So 43 years old now. Yay, me. Anyway, so what we're watching tonight is Friday the 13th. This movie came out in 1980, so 2 years before my birth. Um I do just want to run through things. Directed by Sean S. Cunningham. Writers were Victor Miller and Ron Kurz. If I'm Kurz, starring Betsy Palmer as Mrs. Voorhees, Adrienne King, Janine Taylor, Robbie Morgan, the Kevin Bacon, Harry Crosby, Laurie Bartram, Mark Nelson, um, and then Ari Lehman as Jason. So we're going to take a look at that one. And I'm going to go ahead and what I'm going to go ahead and do this time around that I didn't do last time around. And I noticed that in that episode where we did film commentary, I did film commentary on The Ghost in the Darkness, was that my commentary kind of at a certain point fell out of sync with the film. And I think it was because at one point I had to pause and I failed to note that in the episode. So if I have to pause, or even if I don't, I'm going to periodically give you timestamps throughout the commentary just so that you can make sure that you're in line with what I'm watching, and that my commentary will match what you're watching as much as possible. Okay, so I think that'll hopefully work out for us a little bit better. Let me just make sure I'm all set up. This is only our second full commentary episode that we've done. We did kind of for those of you who have been following the show for a long time, you know that we did Halloween bonus episodes that we released on the podcast last year, 2024, and um, those were like full film commentary episodes too, but it was interlaced with a lot of trivia and discussion with Ronnie and I. And so this is a film commentary episode where it's just going to be me. It is our goal. I've said this before. It is our goal to have Ronnie participate on these too. We also want to do watch parties with you guys. So um, it's definitely all on the horizon. And I thank you for your patience as we work to find that availability in both of our schedules to make that happen for you. So, anyway, here we go. I'm gearing up. I will let you know when I start my movie. And so you will be able to start your movie over on your end. hour and 35-minute runtime, so the sweet spot, as Veronica would like to say, or would say. Okay, I am all situated, and I am pressing play. So, I sure hope that Paramount Gulf Western Company. I'm gonna test some audio levels here and just make sure I can hear. Now, this is one of those movies that I watched, like, the first and perhaps only time I ever saw Friday the 13th has been on TV. I own it now, but, for most of my youth, all of my adulthood, young adulthood, I did not own it. So for the longest time, I'd only seen this movie. Okay, so here we are, Camp Crystal Lake, 1958, getting a shot of the camp overlooking the water. So as I was saying, I've only seen this movie on TV where a lot of things would have been, like it would have been a safe version of the film, right? So, um, I'm gonna make sure I have subtitles on. Not that I need them, but just because I want to make sure I don't miss anything while I'm talking. So you're already getting that quintessential Jason music. And we're getting shots of the campers. They're asleep in their rooms. So yeah, as I was saying, I've only seen edited for TV versions of this film, and obviously I know there's more scantily clad moments in this film. But for years and years and years, I hadn't seen those because I never saw the full unedited version of the movie. So we have what we're seeing is I guess POV of someone sinister of and then we also have the counselor folks or whoever these people are. It's been so long since I've seen this film singing hallelujah in front of the fire, making sweet eyes at each other and having s'mores. Gosh, kids, be less obvious. Good grief, get a room. There they go, off to get a room. I can't remember this taking place in 1958. I can't remember if the fashions were accurate. I want to say they were not. I want to say they were definitely more 1980s fashions. But what do I know? Okay, these two about to go at it. Look at them dressed as Twinkies. And so what we're seeing right now is obviously the POV of somebody watching them. They're not alone. So throughout this episode, I do plan to sort of give you the fun little trivia, the fun little movie bits that you most likely already know. Those of you who are going to be super familiar with this film will know this. Key person in the special makeup effects on this film was Tom Savini, who has done a number of awesome movies, including Dawn of the Dead, From Dusk Till Dawn, Machete. What else did he do? I feel like he's done more than that. There they go. Not to be crude, but still looks like it's on top of the clothes stuff, so. Planet Terror. Savini did Planet Terror and Grindhouse. We weren't doing anything. We were death. We weren't doing anything. We were just messing around, but you can't. Cardinal rule of young, beautiful teens in a horror film, you can't just mess around. You end up dead. I don't remember if we ever even learned this girl's name. Her bow has just been slashed in the gut, and now here she comes too. I like that this is like slowing down. The motion is slowing down a little bit, and you just freeze in on her screaming in terror. And that's curtain call for Miss Ma'am. Friday the 13th. So obviously one of the things that you guys know, Friday the 13th was not. Hold on, let me just turn this down. Let me turn the volume down on my end. I know you can't hear it, but it's like blaring in my ears. So there is an article that we'll link for you guys in the notes for this movie. An article from movieweb.com that came out in 2023 called 13 Friday the 13th and Jason Voorhees Facts You Never Knew Until Now. You probably did know them because you're probably well versed in this movie. But the original title was not Friday the 13th. It was called A Long Night at Camp Blood. And, Friday the 13th was floated initially, but, they assumed that the copyright on Friday the 13th would not be a gettable thing. And as it turns out, it was available. So they went for it. They went for that title. And I think that's way better than A Long Night at Camp Blood. Camp Blood's just a little too on the nose. So Friday the 13th obviously has ominous connotations to it. One of the other interesting facts that MovieWeb points out is that Friday the 13th lost a lot of its meaning in subsequent films. I think subsequent films, didn't even necessarily take place on Friday the 13th. Now, the community that they're in, I don't know much about like this little town that they're in. But again, as I think most of you know, yeah, look at that. Look at that hair. Look at those fashions. That's not 1958. That's 1980 all the way. But yeah, so this film was shot at a actual Boy Scout camp in New Jersey that is still in operation. In Blairstown, New Jersey, I think. But look at how cool that town is. Shout out to the Northeast coast. One of my bucket list things I want to do is I really want to go to Sleepy Hollow so bad. So bad. I would love to go during the season, but I know it probably just gets swamped with people. So I'd love to go in the off season too. It's just I know so much of, or I feel like so much of what Sleepy Hollow has to offer is going to be seasonally available. And I worry it wouldn't be available in the off seasons, but maybe I'm wrong. Camp Blood. So why would you name your camp Blood? So she's asking for a bus to get to where she's going. All of these people are like, sorry, ma'am, can't help you. But this guy, this Good Samaritan, is going to help Annie out and give her a ride. Creepy. Damn it, Ralph. Listen to Ralph. Indeed. If you hear me sipping on something, no, you didn't. I'm kidding. I am sipping on something. I'm sipping on a Diet Coke. For being a prophet of doom, he's dressed quite dapper as he bikes away on his little bicycle. No, I think the name Camp Blood is causing problems for her boss. If somebody asks if all the ladies where you're going are as pretty as you, maybe don't get in their car. Yeah, so the last time I would have seen this movie would have been when I was still a kid, like, still living at home. So Andy's been hired to be the cook, and, oh, see, he's asking questions. He's like, "Do you know what happened at this camp?" "Oh, you know what? No, I'm sorry, I'm dumb. So what we saw at the beginning of the movie, that was 1958. Now we're in presumably present day, quote unquote. Time has passed." And this guy is advising her, "Do you know what happened back then? Camp Crystal Lake is jinxed. You gotta get out of there." Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm dumb. Bunch of fires. So to be fair, he is trying to warn her. He is trying to help Annie out. He's not trying to be creepy. He's encouraging her to pay attention to the bad omens, the bad history that exists at Camp Crystal Lake, and don't go. But I get the sense that Annie's got to go. She needs a summer job. Dumb kids got heads full of rocks. I'm sorry, none of Annie's responses are very sharp to me. She does not sound too on point. Man, these are back in the days when like there was so much hitchhiking. I think there was some podcast that I was listening to, one of my true crime podcasts, where they talked about, there were some parks, national or state, I don't know, but some national parks that kind of almost encouraged hitchhiking as a way of covering certain terrain that was otherwise undrivable or unwalkable, not easily traversed. There's Kevin Bacon. So they would actually encourage hitchhiking. I could never. Yeah. Horny teens become dead teens. So more fun facts about this movie. This film earned uh 39,754,000, almost $40 million at the domestic box office on a budget of 550K. Can you imagine? Its worldwide gross was almost 60 million. So, an amazing success. Success. Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake. I want that sign. Is anybody excited about the Camp Crystal Lake show? I don't know what to make of it. I'm not excited. I would watch it. I know some people are like, "Why? Why do we need that?" And, I understand the feeling, but I'm always happy to revisit Camp Crystal Lake. Me being from Texas, it's always so nice to see wooded areas with so much greenery and evidence that they actually get rain. So nice. So, so nice. There's Alice. I said this on the cocktail hour. I was a camp counselor once at a camp in upstate New York, um, like Catskills region. It was very beautiful, very green, just like this. Um, a harrowing experience for different reasons. But as I said on that cocktail hour, I will say here too, it's really not worth it to be a camp counselor. You could do without it. I don't necessarily feel that I was made better by that experience. I could totally have skipped it, and I think that you can too. If you're contemplating a job at a summer camp, maybe because you want to go and live out this kind of nostalgia, just don't. Stay in the comfort of your home. What? Stop calling me pretty. Put on a shirt, sir. Quit approaching slowly shirtless. No, none of that was cute. None of that was cute. Don't do it, sir. Okay, just giving you guys a timestamp. We're at 1700, 1703 now. Annie. Where is Annie? Another shirtless man. I thought I had read somewhere that uh, Pumpkinhead and Friday the 13th had something in common, but I must be making that up. Like maybe the cabin where Pumpkinhead takes place is also the cabin where Friday the 13th, like, the cabin is also featured in this film. That definitely looks like it, doesn't it? But I can't find. Oh, here we go. Friday the 13th franchise returned to this particular cabin to film a few brief scenes for the 1998 sequel titled Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood. So much, much later. But yeah, I guess that's what I was picking up on. I was like, I thought that they shared this franchise and Pumpkinhead shared something, but I couldn't find it definitively. Okay, who's this new character? What is she hauling? What is that? A tire? A float? A target? Not cool, man. Ned, you ain't no Robin Hood, sir. Yeah, he's gonna wind up dead. You can just always tell which characters are gonna be among the first to go. Just the total goobers, the clowns in every one of these films. There's Annie. Hitchhiking again. Don't do it, ma'am. Just throwing yourself into cars left and right. You don't even have a weapon, do you? Ill prepared, hopping in a Jeep. We did not see the driver. Make note of that. We did not see who she hopped into the car with. I just wanted to work with kids and cook a bunch of summer camp slop that nobody wants to eat. Okay, we've got some fast, erratic driving. We still haven't seen the driver, and Annie's just gonna be, she's chatty. She's noticing they've missed the road that would take her to Camp Crystal Lake, so she knows she's in trouble. And we're hearing the ominous music that lets her know as the engine speeds up and the driving becomes more erratic. I can't remember if Annie ever even makes it to the camp. I don't know that she does. She's going to launch herself out of the car. Smart move. I was thinking about this the other day. I don't know if I could do this. Like, throw yourself out of a moving car. I like the true crime stories that I've heard about where women have done this and lived to tell the tale, probably only because they were brave enough to do that. I don't know if I could, dude. I'm such a wimp about pain. I don't think I could launch myself out of a moving car. But I wanna believe that I would. I wanna believe that I would do whatever it takes, just as Annie's doing right now, even though she keeps falling and can't stay on her feet to save her life. And now she's limping because, of course. Oh, we saw shoes. We saw shoes of her assailant. Her hair still looks amazing, though, I wanna point out. It was that late '70s, early '80s curls. They were so pretty. Veronica had them. Our sister Vanessa had them. Um, I love late '70s, 1980s curls, like, specifically early '80s. I'm not talking about when they got all big and permy. I'm talking about, like, you can tell she did this with, like, a hot roller or rollers. Ah! Nope, nope, nope. You're in trouble now, girl. No. Yeah, sweetheart. So sad. So sad, so sad. Oh, nice blood. Bye, Annie. Nice blood scene. So Annie never makes it to the camp, as I suspected she wouldn't. None of these people are any the wiser, though. They have no idea yet. Look at how cute Kevin Bacon is. Long live this man. Long live this unproblematic king. And his unproblematic wife. They're great. Like, how much time are they spending up there prior to the kids getting there, I wonder? It's a lot of time. I mean, if I'm trying to remember correctly, my camp counselor experience, I guess we were up there maybe like a week or 2 ahead of the kids. Does that make sense? Maybe like a week, which is, I guess, just enough time to be killed. Do we know these girls' names? Brenda? Brenda says she doesn't see anything. Girl in the water is hollering at Ned, who, again, is just being like a creepy D-bag. I don't know if he dies first, but would seem fitting that he should. Oh, God. Ned's just joshing again, guys. Speaking of Josh, more fun facts. Jason was almost named Josh. I think in the original script it was Josh Voorhees. Screenwriter Victor Miller recognized this initial name for the bad idea that it was, and chose to name the killer after a kid who bullied him at school. So, Jason, wherever you are, this movie is your legacy. But, that's a good change. There's nothing scary about Josh. Nobody's afraid of Josh. Imagine you would say his name like this, Josh. Okay, maybe Ned is in trouble. No, I think this is just an elaborate hoax. Ned being Ned again. Yep, he's gonna get to make out with this girl. Yep, there you go. You fell for it, goober. Okay, we can see they're being watched. We've got the creepy music. I do have there's fun stuff about the music that I'll share later on. Here's Alice. I think her name is Alice, yeah. Oh, yeah. Snake on the ground. I never encountered snakes. I did encounter bugs, and that was always a concern was bugs. Yet another reason not to be a camp counselor. I get it. Cabins are so nostalgic, but critters. So at the time that you guys get this, Ronnie and I will actually be at cabins clustered together, kind of just like this. They will be nicer looking than this and with AC. But well, we'll be out in like the hill country of Texas. Not a whole lot of great phone signal there. So, if we disappear, send help. But yeah, we've never seen snakes, but we have seen tarantulas, we have seen scorpions, we have seen giant centipedes out there. It's not fun. I mean, it is fun. It's totally fun. But by the time we leave, we stay there for a few days. By the time we leave, I'm so ready to be back home and in my own bed and with my own shower. So, it'll be a great time, but I am always afraid of what we might encounter there as far as critters go, especially if it's been a hot summer. Okay, so they're still going after this snake. Ew. Did I need to see it? I didn't. And do we need to chop it up in all the pieces? Like just one slice would have done it. Gross, ma'am. Mercy. I think he liked that a little too much. Look, he looked creepy. So is this Brenda and Marcy? Okay. Yeah. So one of the things that I discuss in Creepy Cocktail Hour is the way inappropriate usage of Native American culture in a lot of these summer camp horror films. So aspects like this do not age well for obvious reasons. Further proof that Ned is a douche, but also just that these are the problematic elements of these films. And this abuse and appropriation of Native American culture and traditions and dress in this case, um, kind of still camps are still being called out for that today, even as there are many that are trying to um, get right and get on the right side of history, so to speak, with this stuff. Ned's clearly not one of those people. Look at these cute kids. They really are adorable. I associate the baseball tees, the baseball shirts, what Kevin Bacon's wearing, I associate that with '80s films as well, for whatever reason. But I mean, hey, look, I'm not wrong. There's Kevin Bacon wearing one. Okay, time check. We're at 29 minutes and 12 seconds. I did not get this police officer's name, but he will not stand for weirdness. So then you best be taking Ed with you. I don't know why we had such a long scene showing the police officer leaving. There's Alice again. So, if I'm following this movie correctly, and again, the last time I saw it, I would have been a teenager myself. If I'm following this movie correctly, Alice is maybe helping. What the hell? Is that the crazy dude? Yeah. He's a messenger of God. How'd you get out there, sir? On your bike? So I know he's weird, but he's giving them so many warnings. He is on the right, as we know. He is on the up and up. They won't listen to him. Now he's just gonna take off. There he was just hiding in the cabin, and now he's gonna take off. On foot? Where's your bike? Ralph. Okay, that's Ralph. That's who the police officer was warning them about. So there he goes on his bicycle, spouting his gospel. So Alice, as I was saying, who looks amazing by the way. Look at those jeans. You're doomed. I guess Alice is helping them get the camp in order and then she's leaving. Like maybe she's a former counselor or, she's done with this life. That's the sense that I'm getting. Hmm. Annie never showed up because Annie's dead. So during the filming of this movie, people like Tom Savini stayed at the actual campsite. They stayed on the grounds. And funny little note that I pulled from IMDb, um, they only had a couple of movies to watch at night the entire time they were there. So it was Barbarella, 1968's Barbarella, and then 1976's Marathon Man. And so he has said that, he can recite those movies by heart because of how much they watched them during the filming of this movie, which I think is fun. There are these guys. Where are they going? Two lovebirds. Oh, this was Dirty Dancing before there was Dirty Dancing. You know what? I mean, I could buy it. Kevin Bacon, he could definitely hold his own. I'm sure with Patrick Swayze back then. Oh, Ned's sad. We're having a heartfelt moment of sadness for Ned. Well, don't be such a D-bag. Poor guy. Uh-oh. You saw it. You saw something. Something lurking. He's being watched. But who is that? Ned's gonna go investigate. So the famous is meant to resemble Jason's voice saying kill, 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 mom, mom, mom in Mrs. Voorhees' mind. It was inspired by the scene. Again, I'm reading from IMDb. It was inspired by the scene in which Pamela Voorhees suffers from schizophrenia and chants, "Get her, mommy, kill her." Harry Manfredini, the composer, created the effect by speaking the syllables k and ma into a microphone and then running that through a delay effect. So that's how you get the famous Jason music that has become so iconic. As much as I hate that word. So overused. It's like, is there's a storm on the way? I still don't know who this is. Is this Marcy or is this Brenda? I think it's Marcy. Okay. The rain turns to blood. Kevin. Kevin Bacon doing the most with the little he has. Oh, we got choppy waters. Night has fallen. Are we about to see the Kevin Bacon getting it on scene? I can't remember. But honestly, like, how long does it take to get? Is it dark or is it still dusk? How long does it take to get dark here? I guess it's finally proper night. They're gonna get it on. You know, they could decorate in there a little bit more. They look pretty bleak, these cabins. If I were a kid coming to stay here, I'd not be excited. As a teenager, I wouldn't be excited. I will say this, the cabins that Veronica and I stay at with our families in Hill Country, Texas. Very cute. Decorated. It's glamping, absolutely. Love is in the air. These lovebirds. Bless. Well, at least they had this moment, you know? So I'm curious to know. Maybe you guys can chime in and let me know how old you were the first time you saw this movie. The first time I saw this movie, like I said, would have been on TV. I don't remember how old I was. There were a bunch of horror movies of the 80s that was how I saw them. I just caught them on, like, I don't know, TNT, whatever channels were there at the time. That's how I saw Poltergeist. That's how I saw this movie. I wanna say I avoided, Nightmare on Elm Street's like the plague because for the longest time, just based off of the movie covers that I would see in rental stores, I felt like I couldn't handle it. And then when I watched them much later, actually, while in the first year of Don't Watch at Night, I watched them, I thought they were a riot. They were so much fun. I hate Monopoly too. I'm not really a big board game fan, to be perfectly honest. I've gotten better because my kids love board games, but it's not really my jam, and Monopoly goes on forever. Okay, so at this point, we're missing actually, have we seen Ned die? I was so busy reading you guys' trivia, I may have missed that scene. We haven't seen Ned. Well, we saw him, I should say, but we haven't seen what happened to him, I don't think. And we know that Marcy and Kevin Bacon are in the throes of passion. Eee, the end is nigh, near. But but they're not. Oh, because there's Ned. Oh, is he alive? I can't remember if he's alive or already dead. How did you not see that when you walked into the cabin? He's laying on a bed right in front of you. Right above you, I should say. Oh, are they playing strip Monopoly? I mean, I know that's a compliment, obviously. You're so fine as in you're so handsome. But can you imagine you get finished and your response to him is, "You're fine." Yeah, I will say that was the interesting thing about being a camp counselor up in the Northeast is that, the nights would get chilly sometimes. You'd have a hot day same as you would anywhere else in the summertime, but the nights could get down to, like, the 60s, which if you're from Texas, that's me being someone who hates the cold, that's sweater weather. Sweater weather. Much as I hate board games and Monopoly in particular, I will say there is something kind of fun about a board game in a cabin and at night when it's raining and you're out in the woods. I can appreciate that, even though I know it's rife for danger and crime. These guys aren't overly concerned with any of their friends, huh? Like it's raining outside, it's stormy. Do they not wonder where three of their friends are now? Like it's just down to them. It's about to be. I can't remember if he dies first or if Marcy dies first. I think Marcy's in. Is she in the shower? Did they have cabins or did they have showers in the cabins? See, in our cabins, we did not have showers in the cabins. We had a shower room. Oh, yes, nasty. So, a little bit about this Kevin Bacon's character. Um, Lying in bed with his throat impaled by the arrows we just saw, has the blood in his neck making little bubbles. Originally, it was just meant to seep out, but the arrangement of the tube with the blood didn't work. And so Tom Savini ended up blowing into the tube to make it flow, causing that unintended gurgling effect, which actually makes it better, in my opinion. It works. Man, that's a nasty way to go because it was so slow. It was so slow. So more about that death scene. For his death scene, Kevin Bacon had to crouch under the bed and insert his head through a hole in the mattress, and then they had the latex neck and chest appliance were there, to, look like his body. So he had to be in that uncomfortable position while they set up this scene for a ridiculously long amount of time. It was very uncomfortable. Um, And yeah, that improvisation on Savini's part to blow into the apparatus saved the scene, really, because the malfunction would have caused them to have to just redo all of that. See, I ain't staying nowhere where I have to go in, where I have to leave my cabin and go to an outhouse. That's where the danger happens. Anyway, I'm sure you guys all knew that about the Kevin Bacon death scene, but I wanted to bring that up because it was fun. Kevin Bacon, ever the professional. That sounded very much like Katharine Hepburn. See, I never want to be attacked wearing no pants. Like, let me die with dignity. Let me die with my pants on. Eek. Almost dropped my mic. All right, we're hearing noises. She's hearing noises. She's waking up to the fact that she may be watched, and she thinks it's Ned, but we know it's not Ned. Shh, shh. Sounds like shh, shh, shh. You don't be playing games like this, ma'am, at night in a cabin without pants. Like, at this point, I would be getting properly freaked out. And so I would be getting my pants on, so I'm ready to flee. There's the axe. Oh no, ma'am! Ah! I appreciate that she just stands there and closes her eyes and screams, "Oh, gruesome." Nicely shot, though. That's a good scene. Skin City. Alice, as you can see, is fully clothed. Smartest one in the bunch. So you know she makes it. And honestly, I'd forgotten that she makes it, but she does make it. Yet we know it's none of their friends, because all of their friends are dead now. It's just them. Is she about to go out there without her? Okay, at least she's putting on a jacket. I'm like, ma'am, put on your clothes. But you could put on your clothes. Like, take your clothes. Okay, she's gonna hold them, I suppose. Could be running barefoot in the mud. Hey, where's her weird guy, the creepy guy who is all, slowly walking towards her and shirtless and creepily touching her shoulder? Where is he? We haven't seen him, huh? Ah, there he is. Speak of the devil. Ew. I don't remember this guy's story. I don't remember what exactly his deal is, but you get the sense that he runs the camp. He looks creepy. Oh, he's in the Jeep. The Jeep. Is this the Jeep that picked up Annie? Can't remember if this is meant to be like a red herring leading us to think it's this guy. I mean, this might as well be the first time I'm seeing this film because I truly can't remember the last time I saw it. I have seen it though, but all I can remember is random chunks of it. Okay, so he's driving through the rainy night. I'm giving you a timestamp. We are at 49 minutes, 50 minutes, and 3 seconds. Okay, so she's made her way to the shower area. This is where Marcy was attacked. I'm guessing this is Brenda. I'm just giving them names. I believe that this is Brenda. And if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me. But also, be honest, it doesn't matter. So I wouldn't be in the bathroom at night on the grounds that there are creepy, crawly spiders. That alone would keep me out of there. While we're waiting for what's to come, I will tell you another bit of trivia from the movieweb.com article that talks about one of the big questions being, what is Jason? This is actually a question that's covered on the How Did This Get Made podcast, which, if you haven't listened to it, is really fun. I love movie podcasts, obviously, and this is one that I enjoy. So, what is Jason? The sequel to Freddy versus Jason may have come close to answering this. There is the theory or idea that he could be a Deadite, so he could be related to the Evil Dead universe in some way. Which would be fun. It'd be fun if they kind of tied it into that other very beloved franchise. Uh-oh. I've already forgotten this dude's name. What is this dude's name? He's having car problems, though. Is it Steve? It's Steve. Yeah. This guy's name is Steve, and he's having car problems. Yeah, that's right. Doubly creepy that Steve's hitting on Alice. He's the owner of the camp. Okay, I guess she's maybe doing some letter writing. But in any case, she's ready to turn in. So she has not obviously stumbled upon her friend's body. Her friend's body is somewhere. By candlelight. Like, why? Does she not have electricity where she is? A distant boy's voice. We hear the help me. But there's not supposed to be any boys, as you know, little boys, because there are no kids yet at this camp. But she's going to hear it again. And it's going to draw her outside to investigate. Yep, there it is. That's terrifying. That would be properly terrifying. You could not get me to go out there in search of anybody. Forget it. Why are they all staying in cabins by themselves? Presumably, she's supposed to be staying with her friend Marcy. So, again, she has not even wondered where Marcy is. And now she's going outside. Oh, someone's calling out. Somebody help me. Calling her away from the cabin. I can't remember if this is like I can't remember what happens, like who this ends up being. Obviously, I'm guessing this is going to be the end of Marcy here in a minute, but um notably Jason doesn't speak um until some movie. Let me look it up real quick. Um dee, 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 dee. Jason doesn't speak until Jason goes to hell, right? Yeah. And Jason goes to hell. He says, "Freeze, get the hell away from her, Ed." So you wonder if this is Jason. Uh ah. Oh, this is going to be a gruesome way to go cuz she's standing right in front of the target. Well, at least she's wearing her nightgown. Now, see, it'd be funner if she was like positioning herself right in front of the target. All we hear is a scream. We don't actually see it. We don't actually see what happens with Brenda. So what does that mean? It's literally just Alice? Where's the other guy? The nice guy. Do we see what happens to him? I can't remember. Oh, there he is. Bill. Yeah, the screaming. Did she say turn on the lights or turn down the lights? They're off now. Yeah. So somebody turned them on, as we saw, and now they're off. Yeah, man, stick together. But also maybe don't go. Stay put. It's too late. Too late for Brenda. Can't remember if we like find where all these bodies are being like stored. Because at this point we don't know where Jack and Marcy are anymore. But we know they're dead. We don't know where Ned is anymore, but we know he's dead. Brenda, obviously. What are we looking at? What are we looking at? Oh, well, that seems deliberate. They find the bloody axe. That's not exactly the reaction I would have. Like, well, gee golly, what do you suppose this is, Bill? I think I'd be a little bit more hysterical. See, now they're properly freaked out. Now they're running about searching for each other as they should have been doing all night long. Nobody has umbrellas. They're just relying on their raincoats. But I suppose an umbrella in a campsite would be impractical. Nettie. Look, it's mustard and ketchup. Yellow and red. I really do think that it's just Alice by the end. I don't think Bill makes it, but I don't remember. Um, and actually, I does Alice even make it? I seem to recall the closing scene. She might not. I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, they're trying to make a call and they can't because the phone lines have been cut. At this point, if they have cars, like at what point would you leave? By this point, I would be getting in a car and driving away and trying to get help. It was from someone within the town. I would not still be at this campsite because all of my friends are missing. It's eerily quiet, which means they're not even nearby. It's not like they're in some other cabin. Um, they're just not responding. So I would assume the worst and I'd get in a car and I'd go. Except they can't because look, they're having car problems. Where is Steve? What happens to Steve? No, you won't. Did he just kiss her? Romance. Here we go. Here we go. Here's Steve. What becomes of Steve? I honestly don't know. Lamenting the dangers of a full moon. You have more of everything. Can't remember if they say or not. If Ralph was like one of the campers or something, or one of the counselors at the 1958 slaying, because that would make sense. It makes sense on why he's so nuts now. So other movies that came out at the time of this film: The Shining, Dressed to Kill, The Fog, and Prom Night. On a bit of a downer note, Adrienne King, who plays Alice, following this film's success, actually had a stalker, like a really obsessed fan who, really, that experience alone kind of robbed her of a career. She asked for her role in part 2 to be as small as possible, and she didn't take on any other roles or even make convention appearances for almost 20 years after, its release. So, boo on that. Who's he talking to? It's gonna be well, that was swift. But you see, I appreciate that they set it up to for a minute there, you're almost suspecting Steve because he's got the Jeep, and he's away from the cabins, so there's almost reason to believe that maybe he did some of the murdering and then, like, left and was now trying to make his way back, so maybe to finish the job, so, there's s plausible suspicion there, and I like that the movie is smart enough to take that tactic to try and confuse us and throw us off. Because at this point, obviously, we haven't seen Jason. We've just seen maybe his feet, we've seen his weapons that he's used. So now they've lost electricity and they are truly having to rely on camp light, firelight, camp, whatever. Alice attempting to sleep. Poor Bill still out investigating stuff. Couldn't be me. I'd be a nervous wreck. Oh, I didn't realize this. But Bill, played by Harry Crosby, is Bing Crosby's son. I did not put that together. I haven't even gotten a good look at him. Does he look like Bing Crosby? A little bit, I guess, huh? What else has Harry Crosby done? Take a look at his filmography. I don't think anything truly major. I wonder what time of night it is, because Alice is asleep. This poor man is single-handedly trying to keep the camp going. We are at an hour, 7 minutes, and 21 seconds. Yeah, I guess he does look like Bing Crosby. A better looking Bing Crosby. I never really thought Bing Crosby was that attractive. And didn't he like beat his kids? I don't know. Alice had a bad dream. She's like, dang it. Here I was hoping to wake up and everything be back to normal. Damn it, generator. I sincerely hope she's not about to exit the cabin. Looks like she's maybe going to make some tea. There's not really a whole lot happening right now. She's making tea or instant coffee or something. Looks like instant coffee. And um we're we're hearing some, I can't tell if it's like subtle music or just the rain still. Yeah, I think it's just the rain. But she's opening up the door now to like a pantry maybe? Or the outside? I can't freaking tell. That looks like a pantry. So there's just not a whole lot happening. My memory of this movie was that there was a lot more like scariness going on. It's really just a lot of filler. But she is getting uneasy because Bill's been gone. She doesn't know how long because she was sleeping, but here she's still alone and she's getting increasingly nervous. Wonder if it has stopped raining. I know she had the great idea, like, let's just hike out of here, but I don't know if I could have done that either. No, this is not something I would do. I would not leave the cabin to go wandering off by myself. All in all, this whole campsite just doesn't have enough I mean, I know the generator, all that stuff, but it's like there's just not enough light anywhere. Stay inside till morning. What is she coming across now? That's his poncho. Is that his poncho? It looks like his poncho. Girl, you are all on your own now. And I don't believe we saw how Bill got offed, right? Oh, there he is. Nice. Ah, gruesome. Bill is pinned to the door by arrows, and so this is the first body that Alice is seeing. So it's on. She's running for it. Up until this point, she hasn't seen any bodies. She doesn't know what became of her friends, but this is for sure she's seeing her boy's been murdered, shot through with arrows. Sweetie, that ain't gonna do it. I don't know. I mean, what would you do? I guess like if I came into across that situation, I guess I would take my chances. What's she doing now? I would take my chances and just run in the woods and try to get to the town. I don't know that I would lock myself into a room that I might potentially get trapped in because you always want to have an exit strategy, right? What would you do in this situation? I mean, she's being, to her credit, she's really trying to barricade the door as best she can. I don't really understand what tying the rope to the rafters and then to the doorknob does, but I'm not super great at engineering things on the I don't know what she's doing. Does she know what she's doing? What does any of that do, sweetheart? Maybe because the door opens out? Like, I could see that being a way to stop the door. I didn't pay attention when she walked in if it opens out or not. Yeah, because now you're stuck in here. Like, what are you going to do? You're barricading your one exit, right? Which means they might not be able to get in, but you also can't get out. Alice is losing it. She's starting to go into hysterics. Look for a weapon, girl. Look for a weapon. A bat. Better than nothing. Get something sharp. I can't tell if it's just the device I'm watching this on or if this film is just dimly lit. But man, dimly lit movies are the bane of my existence. Like, I get it. I know it's a horror movie, but I want to be able to see everything in the darkened corners of a room, and I can't. It drives me crazy. Now we're talking. She's got herself a little pitchfork. Oh, what'd she just feel? A sling. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Don't drop your guard. Don't drop your guard. What's in the fridge? A body? Sweetheart. Oh, damn. Brenda. What happened to Brenda? We didn't see how she went out. I assumed it was going to be by way of arrow as well, but it doesn't look like that was the case. I don't know. Sweetheart, now is not the time to quietly sob and lose it. Are you telling me or are you telling yourself? Yes, get out. Oh, no. Okay, friends, I had to do a quick pause so that I could get my kids to bed and pour more Diet Coke. So we are picking this movie back up. We are at an hour, 15 minutes, and 2 seconds, and I am pushing play. All right. So we do see headlights. Alice is still in hysterics because she's discovered Bill. Brenda has been thrown through the window. So now she's trying to get out of the cabin that she just barricaded herself into. And she thinks she thinks she's calling out to Steve. But it's not Steve. It's Mrs. Voorhees. Mm-hmm. And of course, Alice thinks she's found a delightful mom because Miss Voorhees looks like a delightful, honestly, Midwestern mom. And she's confessing to Mrs. Voorhees everything that she's seen. No, girl, they're all dead. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, of course she's not. So, fun thing about Betsy Palmer, again, something you probably already knew, but, humor me. She didn't actually want to do this movie. She has said that she was in desperate need of a new car. Otherwise, she would never have accepted this role. I'm not sure why, but I do know that she read the script and she called it, and I'm quoting, a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. You see this? Already, Mrs. Voorhees is not having a normal reaction. Well, I guess she's trying. She's making an effort. But I would think she would be in more hysterics about finding dead bodies in the cabin. Oh, she was the cook. Mm. Sh Creepy. Everything about this exchange should be creeping Alice out because Miss Voorhees is giving unhinged. So yeah, she thought this script was a piece of shit. That's a quote. Over the years, though, she did develop an appreciation for the movie. Obviously, it became infamous, and she put in appearances at conventions and documentaries to discuss it. So, like, as much as she did not want to be part of this movie, it became a defining moment of her career. She was also a method actor, so this whole backstory of what she developed to play this role, that was all her. Um, trying to find where I saw that. Ah, see, now we're finding bodies. There's Alice, right? That was Alice. Hard to tell in the shadows. Is she just gonna like one by one find them all? Yep. There's Steve. It's a lot of work for this woman. This is a lot to be able to take out these many people single-handedly. Well, not single-handedly. We know, but kind of. Yeah. I don't actually. I can't remember whether or not we even. There's the kill her, mommy, kill her. Yeah, this is the schizophrenia of her talking. But where did I find about she was a method actor, and so you know she based on the story that it's like her son Jason drowned because counselors weren't paying attention. They were making love, as she put it. Um, it really, her backstory that she gave Mrs. Voorhees was that it really fueled Mrs. Voorhees' just complete disgust with teenagers fornicating. And so she saw it as not just a sin, but as, you know, proof that they were unworthy to live. They deserved to die. And so makes sense then that she would go after is it Jack and Marcy? And although I don't know, I guess she went after Ned just because Ned was lusting after everybody. I'm not sure why she went after Brenda. Brenda wasn't getting it on with anyone. Killer Mommy becomes as you know, as I told you. You need to find yourself a true weapon. But also, like, look, this is, like I said, Midwestern mom. How hard can it be to take her out? Come on, Alice. Some fight, girl. You can easily dominate this woman. There you go. Punch her. Betsy Palmer, who passed in 2015, starred in movies like Queen Bee with Joan Crawford. What else? She starred in 2005's Penny Dreadful. She was in Mr. Roberts, which came out in 1955 and starred Jack Lemmon. But yeah, she did a lot of stuff. The Tin Star in 1957 with Henry Fonda and Anthony Perkins. Just a beautiful actress of the 1950s. Classic Hollywood. Okay. Ooh, I missed it. Oh, that was Brenda again. Oh, we found, has she discovered any of the others? We're at 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 51 seconds. So closing in on the final minutes, the final like 10 movies, 11 minutes of this, 10 movies, 10 minutes, 11 minutes of this movie. And Alice is hiding in yet another one of the cabins, maybe a stock room. She's going to find another body. But who? A door, footsteps. And all this time, like, you're in this room, find a weapon, girl. Come on, babe. Lights. We got lights again? Ow. See, this scene takes too long. We need more action. We need something to happen. She thinks she's safe as she rests her head right by the door. We see the doorknob turning. My dear. Yeah, I mean, Alice has made it this far, but kind of in spite of herself, because I wouldn't necessarily say she's made the smartest moves. And I'm sorry. I know Miss Voorhees is like unhinged, but she should be easy to take out. She's a middle-aged woman. Whoa! She's got a powerful swing, though. I'll tell you that. There we go. Knock her out with a frying pan. Finish the job, lady. Oh, sweetheart. Blood. You got to run. You got to run. Get out of there. You're lingering too long. Okay, we got a little over 8 minutes left in this movie. We're at an hour, 26 minutes, and 33 seconds. Alice is sitting in a canoe now. In my opinion, just not being is she gonna fall asleep in the canoe? I know the last scenes of this movie take place in like the wee morning hours or what have you. Does she decide that she can rest here? Because good God, Alice, I want you to make it, hun, but you're not giving me a whole lot to work with. Dang, this woman don't die. Relentless. I can see now why. I think in the movie web article where we talk about like what is Jason? Is he a deadite? You know, the theory that he might be a deadite, he might be tied to the Evil Dead universe. I can see now why some of the other theories out there posit that maybe the Voorhees family are somehow like they have some sort of superpower or they descend from powerful warlocks because this lady seems like immortal. It's like she's just indestructible in ways that I know no middle-aged Karen from Wisconsin or Minnesota can be. I'm just randomly picking on Minnesota and Wisconsin. There you Oh, dang, she beheads the lady? Nice. I don't remember this at all. I did not see this coming. This, this is gonna crack up now. She just beheaded that lady. If she was descended from a powerful warlock, that would be the way that you would offer, right? And then we got a shot of the full moon, harkening back to the police officer talking about how, you know, the full moon brings out all kinds of erratic behavior, uh, you know, an uptick in crime and all kinds of craziness. So here we see her going off into the canoe in the night. And we know, because we know how this movie ends, that morning will come, which so she fell asleep in the boat on the water. I don't know that I would have done that. I think I might have at least tried to paddle to the other side. But I guess fatigue wins out. And so she passed out in the canoe and she's made it to morning. And we get the beautiful, serene, early 80s music. There comes a cop car. You think, oh my God, she's made it. It's over. The long, the long night at Camp Blood is over. And she survived. Except we still have 5.5 minutes left in this movie. Beautiful scene. Beautiful scene. Again, shout out to the Northeast. You guys have some beautiful foliage. She's slowly waking up and she's realizing she survived. She's like, I made it. There she goes. There you are, Alice. Ah! Jason drags her down into the water. Claims his victim, his retribution. Oh, she dreamt it all. It was only a dream, Alice. Everything's over. It's never over. Yeah, this I didn't remember. I remember the ending scene. I remember when Jason comes up out of the water and takes her. And maybe I just turned it off out of fear, and so just assumed Alice doesn't make it. But she does make it. It was a dream. No, no one else is alive, babe. They're all dead. Yes. Oh, I do remember this part. The boy. Uh-huh. Yeah, it ends with her saying, "Then he's still out there." I do remember this. We didn't find any boy. Here it comes. Then he's still out there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Beautifully played by Adrienne. What's her name? I've already forgotten. Yeah, really, really sad story that this franchise or this film brought her such crazy fandom that she was scared essentially to like make any more movies after this. And there it goes, closing in on the lake and scene. Starring Betsy Palmer as Mrs. Voorhees, Adrienne King. I couldn't find her last name. Adrienne King. Great movie. That was fun. The shot where we see Jason coming up out of the water, it's so brief, so you don't really get to study him too much, but um wonderful effects, obviously. He looks great. He looks plenty creepy. And nice touch to have him be featured in those final moments, taking essentially vengeance for Alice having killed his mother. Yeah, excellent movie. I hope you enjoyed it. This viewing of Friday the 13th, in the summer of Camp Horror, the summer in which we have a Friday the 13th here in June, and look forward to sitting with you again for the next film commentary episode, where I am hopeful that we will have Ron, and I'm really hopeful that the movie that we're going to be talking about will be The Birds. So stay tuned. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Don't Watch at Night is a Nest production hosted by me, Veronica, and Valerie. Editing by Valerie. Music by Omar Chakor. Production support for this episode provided by Lorenzo Villarreal and Alex Street. Listen to new episodes of Don't Watch at Night every other Monday, and don't forget to give us a rate and review. It's the best way to help us grow.